I'm pretty excited to be here today because of the conversations that are going to be happening today. I, as a content producer, am always, or have to be, in the know-how of what's happening in the world, whether it is the state capture we're trying to talk about or it's BRICS that we're trying to tackle. We always try and share that information. But what I love about being here today is the fact that today we're going to have young leaders from the Grad Star as well as leaders who are CEOs at their companies right now, having interaction on the conversations and finding out how we can change what's negative or what's disrupting us into a positive. And why I'm glad this is happening is because I grew up on the mentality of always consider the glass half full. And I think that is what today's event's about. It's about considering the glass half full. So yes, we have a situation with the economy. Yes, we have recession. Yes, we're affected by unemployment rates, especially among the youth. But how can we as young people and us as adults consider the changes or work towards bringing change? And with that said, I think the change also has to come on social media. I am aware that we are surrounded by 100 young people who are grad stars, and I'm pretty sure most, if not all, are in touch with social media. So I'm going to ask that you please tweet about today. We are hashtag RSSUMMIT 2018. That's RS Summit 2018 on Twitter. Please tweet about it, whatever conversation's happening. Make sure to quote someone and remember to hashtag it. Now, without further ado, I would like to introduce our first speaker of today and welcome Ilke Beukes, and she is the acting managing learning and knowledge management at Arcelor Mittal, South Africa. I'm very excited to introduce her because when I was part of the Rising Star interviews for the Rising Star 2018, she was actually on my judging panel. And she was the sweetest judge amongst the 3 other judges who were very intimidating. So I'm pretty sure we'll be in good hands. Welcome.
Thank you. It's nice to hear that I wasn't very intimidating. Hopefully my team feels the same way. Okay, so as she said, I'm Ilke Beukes. I'm from Arcelor Mittal. I'm the Group Manager for Learning and Development. And I just want to welcome you all here today. I think today is an opportunity for all of us to learn something and to take away. That being said, I'm privileged enough to be working for the leading steel manufacturing company in the world. Hello? Okay. Okay. So we are present in over 60 countries, as you can imagine. We have over 220,000 employees across the globe. And I think it is an honor to be part of a company where we produce steel. The world consists of steel. So we provide various products in various markets, from automotive to construction. And it's these resources that we provide to our customers that enable them to manufacture cars, create buildings like this. Even the seats that you're sitting on today I see is made of steel. So I honestly can't imagine a world without steel. And if I can quote from a movie, Spider-Man, where they say, with great power comes great responsibility. I think that today, and that's why I was excited about the topic of today, harnessing the power of disruption. It's that power that we have, and with that power comes responsibility. I think we all here today have a responsibility to say, in the face of challenges, how can we improve things? I think harnessing the power of disruption is just a fancy way of actually asking, how can we use our biggest challenges and get our biggest opportunities from those challenges? As Arcelor Mittal, we have used many ways to disrupt the industry. As you can imagine, manufacturing, mining, it's tough. It's plant, it's dirty, it's not sexy like Hilton or all of those other industries. But we have to kind of like dig through all of that and see the opportunities within all of this chaos. And one example of this is where we implemented a virtual reality training program. So it's like a game that, well, we call it a game, but we actually assess people for fear of heights. So at Arcelor Mittal, as you all know, familiar with the term fatality. Fatality means that if that should happen today, that someone's father, dad, oh, that's the same thing. Someone's someone's husband, father, brother is not going to go home. Okay, and that's serious in our business. We do take that serious. And we thought, okay, so this is a disruption to our industry. It's a reality. So what can we do to improve this? Okay. What we found that a lot of these incidents occurred in extreme heights. So where people were asked to go up certain heights, and once they were at that height, they experienced immense fear. So I think some of you, me inclusive, I have extreme fear of heights. Once you get up to that height, you freeze. It's like fear takes over your body. And what happens is you don't only put yourself at risk, but the people that have to go up and actually get you down. So how we used to evaluate this fear of heights is to have people go up a few meters of scaffolding and then have them complete tasks. And that's how we would evaluate whether they had this fear of heights. It wasn't very effective because a few meters of scaffolding doesn't compare to a blast furnace in the plant, which is 100 meters above the ground. So they would go up, they would freeze, as you can imagine, create chaos for us. So we decided, okay, how can we, in a different way, evaluate this fear of heights? And that's where we implemented virtual reality. So we created a simulation experience in a safe environment where we can measure whether this person has fear of heights. All of my team has been through this experience, and I can tell you, I myself said a few swear words in this experience, 100 feet in virtual reality off the ground, and you look down and it's really real. And that's where we monitor the heart rate, but all of this will be explained further during the breakaway session today. But basically that's what we took, an opportunity or a challenge, and we turned it into an opportunity. Now, as you can imagine, it wasn't very easy going to the exco and saying, oh, we're going to use this virtual reality game to assess fear of heights. It's like, yeah, you Gen Y, millennial people, all you want to do is play games. But it took some convincing, and finally they gave in. We spent the money, and we created this awesome virtual reality experience. And I think behind all of that, and that's also what Butumelo said, is that each one of you here today sits here and you are unique. Your upbringing, your experiences, the challenges you faced in your life, and all of that has prepared you for a situation. It's leading you up to a situation where you are going to be faced with a challenge. And only you will be able to have the idea and the problem-solving initiative to break through that and to actually use that, not to stay quiet. What I found a lot of times is with our graduates, once they come from university, they honestly come into the workplace and they want to solve the world's problems. They come with innovative ideas and all of this, and it's like the industry kind of breaks that spirit. And a few years later on, it's like, yeah, we're doing the same things over and over and over. And it's because we don't allow these youngsters, me inclusive, to actually come and share those ideas. But it's our responsibility not to give up, not to keep quiet, and to keep on moaning and bugging and saying this can work, and to sell those ideas. So I want to challenge each one of you here today to go back. You all have your unique experiences and challenges, whether it's at university, whether you finished at the workplace, all of this. You have your unique challenges, and to go back and take things from today back to the workplace and say, this is how I'm going to do things differently, and this is how I'm going to use the power of disruption and change the world. Because we can. We've done it. I never would have been able to think that I would be part of the team that would implement virtual reality in the manufacturing industry. So those of you that have ever been in a plant with engineers, trust me, they are not the easiest people to sell something to, especially a virtual reality concept. But it was done, and you can do the same. So that's the challenge that I would like to give to you today. So take as much as you can from the experience today, learn, and don't think that your ideas is ridiculous or that it's too far-fetched. I mean, virtual reality in the steel manufacturing industry, that's pretty amazing, and you could do the same. So please, during the breakaway session, come and learn more about how we did it. Gerda Fourie is going to lead the conversation and give you some more details to that. Okay, that's it. Thank you.